the first episode of Dragon Ball GT. An elderly Emperor Pilaf and his gang showed up uninvited on top of the lookout. Shenron was summoned, but the Emperor's lack of attention to detail caused a most unusual wish to be granted, and Goku's body was reduced to that of a 10-year-old.
What? Goku?
The room got a lot bigger. I had no idea that the dragon was there when I walked in. Then Pilaf made the wish and poof, here I am. No, I like
Although Goku's new look took some adjustment from his family, the situation seemed to be under control.
Goku!
Until King Kai delivered some even more alarming news.
Goku! Can you hear me?
We sure can, King Kai.
Now that a wish has been made, the Earth is in danger of exploding unless all of the Black Star Dragon Balls are found and returned to Earth within 1 year.
On the last GT, urgent preparations were being made for an expedition into outer space to recover the Black Star Dragon Balls.
Hi, Mama. Papa told me I should come help you. Not right now.
I still don't understand. Why do we have to go with him?
Vegeta appointed himself head recruiter and rounded up a flight crew for Goku.
Main power link? Check. All systems are go for launch.
While giving the ship a quick once-over, Goku and Trunks found an unexpected stowaway.
Hi!
Hi there, Pan.
What's going on?
Oh no? Then let's get serious. Blast off!
And so the galaxy-wide search for the Black Star Dragon Balls began, a few minutes earlier than intended, and with a slightly different crew. Before the smoke had even cleared, a troubling discovery was made. A small part has fallen off of the spaceship. Will the loss of this part be a minor inconvenience or a recipe for disaster? On the last Dragon Ball GT, a routine spaceflight turned into a harrowing quest for survival.
You guys?
The loss of a small part during takeoff led to a much bigger problem.
A perfect match. Finally. And the mystery part is... No! Of all the parts, why that one?
Without the use of the missing stabilizer jet, the ship was doomed to break apart during flight. Attempting to crash land was the only option.
An emergency landing!
Disaster was averted, but being visitors on Emeka posed its own problems. The money-hungry merchants were determined to take the Earthlings for everything they had.
I'll just charge it to your account.
Victimized by a greedy ruler, the locals can't even afford to keep a roof over their heads. But Pan, Trunks, and Goku had their own worries. And when they came across a hungry little robot, they had even more.
Without that radar, our whole mission is history!
There goes our ship.
Avoiding the locals' problems was the plan. But by a twist of fate, Goku, Pan, and Trunks were being drawn into the heart of Emeka.
Back here with that!
On the last GT, Goku, Pan, and Trunks arrived at the royal palace of Emeka like shadows in the night. Their mission, to get their impounded spaceship back from the corrupt regime of Lord Don Ki.
Are you crazy? We're not sightseeing.
With thousands of armed guards in the compound, stealth was the name of the game. But their cover was blown and the fireworks began.
All right, we'll play it their way. Come on!
ship was back in their possession, but the trio from Earth still needed to buy parts to fix it. A difficult task for the most wanted criminals on Emeka.
Over there, man!
The heat is on and the authorities are closing in. Can the unlikely fugitives manage to fix their ship before the bounty on their heads is collected? Find out today on GT. On the last GT, the challenge was laid down by Goku and taken up by Don Key's hired assassin, Legic. A victory for Goku meant the trio from Earth could resume their journey. A loss and their mission was over. At last, the forces of darkness were overcome, and the spaceship was repaired and ready for flight. But the Dragon radar was still questionable.
It looks like the Dragon radar is still intact.
That's just great. If the radar's part of him, then we have to take him with us.
And so the crew of 3 became 4, and a course was set for the nearest Dragon Ball. The space voyagers are finally back on track, but valuable time has been lost on Emeka. The uncertain future of the Earth is still in their hands, and the clock is ticking. On the last GT, Goku, Pan, and Trunks sat down in a land of giants where bugs were the size of humans. It was the trio's first time to get such an up-close view of the insect kingdom. But would it also be their last?
No! This isn't what you think! I'm not a bug, I'm a cow!
Meanwhile, the 4-star ball had become wedged in an apple, and before it could be retrieved, a giant had it for lunch.
I'm afraid so. This is bad.
Suddenly, the gentle giant was gripped with agony. The Dragon Ball had become lodged in his tooth.
I hate to do this.
Thanks to some quick dental work by Goku, the prize was finally won.
Well, guys, first one, not bad. Ta-da!
Yes! At this rate, a year's plenty of time.
On the last GT, a Dragon Ball was discovered in a small village on a remote planet.
Which one do they have?
4, 5, 6.
But the villagers had much bigger concerns than to part with a Dragon Ball.
Well, my peasants, have you decided on a bride for me yet?
What? A bride? That's disgusting!
Fools, I like when people beg me. But only a bride will stop the quake.
The evil Tsunama was threatening to destroy the entire community unless the villagers handed over one of their young women to be his bride.
Let the magma...
Rather than face total destruction, the villagers agreed to meet the monster's wicked demand. However, the betrothed wasn't a woman at all, but a powerful warrior carefully disguised to look like the ultimate bride-to-be. The plan? To infiltrate Tsunama's lair and cut off his quake-producing whiskers.
Well, I guess things can only get
Wedding
better.
bells ring today on Dragon Ball GT. Last time on GT, Doma was poised to cut Tsunama's quake-producing whiskers.
Never again will you steal our peace.
But before he could finish the job, Tsunama awoke and attempted to conjure a quake. However, this time his true abilities were revealed. The mighty Tsunama wasn't so mighty after all. He had the ability to predict quakes, but not to cause them. Trunks called his bluff, and now it was time to worry about the real threat, a temperamental volcano that was ready to blow.
I don't want to die! Help me!
Never one to back down from a challenge, Goku decided to meet the Inferno head-on. Having quelled both the forces of nature and the threat of Tsunama, harmony was restored at last, and payment in kind was given for a job well done.
Thank you, Lane.
Thanks, Doma.
But before the six-star ball was warm in Pan's hand, an alien presence made itself known and shocked the crowd.
Thanks for the Dragon Ball, suckers!
The chase is on today on Dragon Ball GT. Previously on Dragon Ball GT. The elusive Para brothers came into possession of the six-star Dragon Ball, leading Goku, Pan, and Trunks into a high-speed interstellar chase.
What a bunch of dopes!
It's them! Maybe they're not as dumb as we thought!
Maximum speed!
Knowing the territory like the back of his hand, Bon Para led the heroes into an unstable asteroid field to try and shake them off. The trick worked for the time being, as the Para brothers found refuge on the desolate asteroid Bihei, a hostile place inhabited by giant worm-like creatures called Moma. But thanks to Giru's dragon radar, Trunks was able to guide his ship after the trio of thieves.
Monster approaching!
Meanwhile, the mysterious and maniacal Cardinal Muchi Muchi lurks in the darkness, continuing his horrific sacrifices of turning living creatures into dolls. How will the path of our heroes cross with this disturbing new villain? Find out today on GT. Last time on Dragon Ball GT. Goku, Trunks, and Pan were attacked by a swarm of carnivorous Moma, the only native life found on the asteroid Bihei. But the giant beast proved to be no match for these Saiyans. Soon thereafter, they encountered the Para brothers, whose extremely bizarre dance and attack strategy only worked for a short time. Pan and Giru tried to locate the Dragon Ball hidden on the Para ship. Not only were they unsuccessful, they were trapped on board and launched into unknown territory.
Giru, can you read this language?
Destination Planet Luru. Departure imminent.
Launch sequence initiated.
Will Goku and Trunks regroup in time to track them down and save them? Find out today on Dragon Ball GT. Last time on Dragon Ball GT. Pan and Giru were trapped on the Para Para Brothers spaceship and heading straight for the planet Lude.
But I do know that this is the Dragon Ball I came for, so I'll be leaving now. Okay, bye-bye.
Pan thought taking back the 6-star Dragon Ball was an easy steal, but ended up getting into serious trouble when Cardinal Muchi Muchi turned her into a toy doll. Not even the Para Para brothers were spared, as their dolls were added to the growing power of Lord Lude. Soon enough, Trunks and Goku found themselves battling Cardinal Muchi Muchi, still unaware of Pan's plastic plight.
Wait, you're right, Giru, it is me.
Sounds a love present.
The Cardinal tried using a giant mechanical lion to defeat Goku and Trunks, but quickly realized that bigger guns would be necessary. After that embarrassing scene, Cardinal Muchi Muchi's whip went through its own transformation, turning into a new and more dangerous adversary, known simply as Muchi.
Now that's fun. Tell you what, I'll save you the tension and show you my true form.
We should have seen that one coming.
Yeah, no kidding. What are you?
It's a brand new fight for Goku and Trunks, as the ringleader behind this entire fiasco watches from above. Find out what happens now on GT. Previously on GT, Goku and Trunks were in an all-out war with the formidable Muchi, whose arms stretch into deadly whips with amazing power.
What are you going to do now, boy?
Meanwhile, the doll-crazy leader of the Lude cult, Daltaki, still controls Pan.
Things about you from my disciples.
Daltaki plotted the resurrection of Lude by brainwashing his followers into believing the machine was their lord and savior. Once he had them convinced, he turned on them and used their bodies to fuel Lude's awakening in a ceremony of slaughter.
Are you okay?
Your suspicions are undoubtedly correct. This is indeed Pan, and she's gonna live with me forever and ever.
Over my dead body?
Now arise, Lude! Arise and fulfill your destiny!
Lude is only moments from awakening. Will he be the destructive mutant Daltaki believes him to be? Find out now on GT. Last time on Dragon Ball GT. The evil monstrosity Lude was resurrected by channeling the life energy of his believers. As this robotic giant began his attack against Goku and Trunks, the Saiyans had to resort to some fancy footwork to escape his crushing blows. Trunks and Goku seem to be evenly matched against Lude's might, with neither side able to deliver the final blow. But the mysterious Dr. Mew had a plan to tip the scales in Lude's favor. With the additional life energies of both Pan and Daltaki, Lude is now more powerful than ever. Will Dr. Mew's plan succeed, or will our heroes finally bring an end to Lude's reign? Find out today on Dragon Ball GT. Last time on Dragon Ball GT. The mechanized juggernaut Lude pushed the team to the cusp of their abilities, bending them nearly to their breaking point. And while Goku found himself in a rather tight situation, Pan and Trunks were able to devise a plan that would free all of those trapped in the belly of Lord Lude. While everyone celebrated victory over their giant captor, danger continued to simmer in the shadows. What now lies blocking their path towards the Dragon Balls? What other tricks has Dr. Mew hidden up his sleeve? Find out now on Dragon Ball GT. Last time on Dragon Ball GT. Pan headed into the scorching desert on her own, angry at Goku and Trunks for treating her like a child. But this blisteringly hot planet would have its own surprises in store for Pan. And just as all hope seemed to fade for the young Saiyan, a savior from the sky came to her rescue.
Thank you, hero.
Hollows water. Drink.
Thanks to his persistence, it was Giru who rescued Pan from certain death. And with another Dragon Ball in their possession, our heroes are one step closer to victory. But there are forces at work that may put a stop to their adventures.
You must not take the Dragon Ball from these boys, and I wish for them to be brought to me alive. Do you understand? I expect you to be a bit more delicate than normal, General, but be careful, for these are no mere boys.
Home.
You were born on that planet.
That's weird.
On the last episode of Dragon Ball GT, Emperor Pilaf used the power of the Black Star Dragon Balls to transform Goku back to childhood size. With Trunks and Pan along for the ride, Goku blasted off into the far reaches of the galaxy, tracking the Dragon Balls with the handy Dragon Radar. But the Saiyans were left speechless when the radar was consumed by a bizarre little robot who seemed to be at death's door. Giru convinces his new friends to stop by his homeworld, the incredible machine planet M2. But the Saiyans found themselves surrounded by thousands of robots and dead in the sights of the Sigma Force, who revealed Giru's treachery.
We are the least of your problems.
So, I was right about you.
I don't think for a second that you guys are telling the truth!
Now we do.
The Sigma Force quickly captured Goku and Trunks. with an order to transmit their bodies to Dr. Mew, who desires their Saiyan powers for his twisted experiments.
Find her, Kiro. Other too important, Kiro.
Giru, what are you saying?
General, be happy about Dragon Ball.
Giru, you're one of them? Ah! You deceived us all along, you traitor! I really thought you were my friend, Giru.
With Giru's deception in the open, Pan realized the terrible truth, that she is alone on a strange world, and that the lives of Goku and Trunks rest in her hands.
Proceeding with Specimen 1.
On the last episode of Dragon Ball GT, Trunks and Goku were being analyzed while in captivity.
Initiating energy configuration scan.
Scan complete. Running power analysis diagnostic.
While trying to find them, Pan fell in with the spare parts, which gave her the idea for the perfect disguise.
Well, not my style, but it'll have to do.
Resume forward march. Resume forward march. Defective unit.
After failing as a robot, Pan's rescue mission fell into another roadblock. Nat of the Mega Cannon Sigma Force. Thanks to the traitorous Giru, the powerful mutant bot had all of Pan's fighting moves in his memory banks.
Giru, how could you? I trusted you. I was your friend! I was your friend!
This does not compute. Pan's power level is exceeding the maximum recorded level. Error! Error!
Straight from a victory against Nat, Pan exploded into the lab where Goku and Trunks were being held captive.
Where's my grandpa?
Pan!
Seeing Pan get hurt was all it took for Goku to make tatters of his prison. Grandpa is ready to take on the Sigma Force. On the last episode of GT, Goku decided to take on the entire Sigma Force by himself. But, armed with the data that Giru provided, the mutant bots were forewarned of his every move. Meanwhile, back at the ship, Pan awoke to some bad news.
Idea.
Giru came and took the Dragon Balls.
No way! That little jerk!
When the three became one, Goku was suddenly matched with an adversary that was bigger, stronger, and faster than before. But when push came to shove, Goku showed that he had plenty of reserves left. Had the young Saiyan been sandbagging? Apparently so.
That power. Explain how you did that. Your energy tripled just then.
Oh, you think so? Well, I hate to break the news to you guys, but that was just the tip of the iceberg.
Curse you!
Okay!
But just as the Sigma Force cannon fell into the scrap heap, a new threat emerged on the horizon.
It's coming this way, Pan. Stay here, please.
Right, I see. Get on, Trunks.
Something huge is on the way!
Last time on Dragon Ball GT, General Rildo, the strongest of the machine mutants on planet M2, stepped out from the shadows and attacked. The General froze Trunks in a metallic slab and sent him to a place far worse than a battlefield.
You beast! You bring him back here right now!
Your friend is being transmitted to Dr. Mew, where he will become the Doctor's newest guinea pig. Consider it an honor.
So, where's this Dr. Mew hiding?
The tower behind me.
Trunks, hold on, I'm coming!
Now stand still! Yes, do your worst, Saiyan! The battle raged on between Goku and the fierce General Rildo. But with each seemingly successful attack from Goku, the smoke would clear and the General would be left standing unscathed. Trunks has fallen into the hands of the evil Dr. Mew, and General Rildo has transformed into a new, stronger Meta Rildo. Is one Super Saiyan enough to fight this battle? Find out right now on Dragon Ball GT. The battle between Meta Rildo and Goku rages on.
The space-time what?
The space-time transmission machine on the top floor runs all systems, including core SIM removal.
That means it's gotta be the space-time machine that sent Trunks to Dr. Mew's place. I've gotta find that machine.
But it's dangerous.
Then, Meta Rildo underwent further transformation and proved himself to be a master of metamorphosis. Have you put it together yet, Saiyan? The mighty Meta Rildo is not just a superior fighter, but part of this very planet itself.
I thought so. There! You've got abilities, but you haven't quite mastered them.
If I were judging you off appearance, I'd call you a liar. And it seems that you've already forgotten the most important point of all. You can fight me all you want. But until you rid the planet of all the metal covering it, I will always have a body to bring to the battle. Now, this is the part where you hand yourself and the other Saiyan over to Dr. Mew. Last time on Dragon Ball GT, Giru's quick thinking saved Goku from a gruesome fate.
You made your last mistake! How dare you betray me when it is I who gave you life, you insubordinate bot!
Betray? Giru never betrays his friends. Giru.
What?
I'm all right. I'm up here, see? Everything that happened was thanks to the careful planning of Giru and myself. I bet you didn't see that coming.
As everyone celebrated the victory, Dr. Mew made a break to try and stop his most valued secret from being exposed. But Trunks was one step ahead.
So stop! Don't open that!
Behind this door lies a mystery so dark that even Trunks had to deceive his closest friends for it to be discovered. Find out what terror awaits them right now on Dragon Ball GT. last GT. The true objective of Dr. Mew's evil experiments was discovered. The fiendish physician had been gathering life force for the creation of Baby, the ultimate mutant machine. But thanks to Trunks and Giru, the Neo-Mutant seemed to have perished in its embryonic state.
That means the galaxy is yours for the taking! Live, baby! Please! You're my only baby! My only! Don't leave me. Please don't leave me.
Defying premature death, Baby entered the world with a vengeance.
Trunks, Pan, now!
My baby. Every time I hear that, it makes my insides boil. So what do I want to explode? You are nothing but a simple machine mutant, for it was I who programmed you to gather the energy needed for my resurrection. And it was I who gave you the plans for creating Lude and the other machine mutants. Yet you had no idea, you feeble shell of a machine. Your time on this planet is over.
A true monster was born, and it had Goku, Pan, and Trunks in its sights.
My time is just beginning. I know 3 disgusting creatures who have to die today. They won't be expecting me.
On the last episode of Dragon Ball GT, General Rildo lay in defeat, but the impending threat of the bone-chilling Baby was still a reality. Meanwhile, the mission to recover the 4 remaining Dragon Balls had begun, and the Voyagers from Earth had their first ball on radar. But retrieving it from the war-ravaged ship would be dangerous. The vessel was about to be engulfed in the fire of a nearby star. After finding the Dragon Ball, another discovery was made. A young survivor was still on board the spacecraft.
We have 1 minute to leave the ship. Hero.
We've got a lot of ground to cover. Trunks, pick him up and let's go. Hurry!
The foursome managed to escape from the ship, but the gravitational grip of the star was pulling them towards a fiery doom. Using a Kamehameha wave, Goku gave them the boost that freed them from the star's deadly gravity. Planet Vidal was the next stop. Boasting state-of-the-art medical facilities, it was the perfect haven for recuperation. But was something amiss with the mysterious survivor from outer space?
Please get back to bed. You have to have your rest.
What? I'm serious.
On the last episode of Dragon Ball GT, the doctor was giving Trunks a dose of evil medicine, but it was Baby who wrote the prescription. Fortunately, Goku was there to put an end to the malpractice.
You shouldn't have picked the doctor to hide in. I'm on guard against them as it is.
But the scheming Neo-Mutant wasn't about to surrender. What he lacked in terms of power, he intended to steal. And in a flash, he hijacked the body of Trunks right before their very eyes.
I've never felt anything like this before. This is the same power I desire. Goodbye. Not even you can block this blast from point-blank range.
Trunks, don't do it!
Get out of my body! No!
That's it, Trunks. Don't give in. You
Unable
can do
to
it.
withstand the sheer magnitude of the Super Saiyan energy, Baby made his escape. and Trunks regained control of his body once and for all.
He did it!
Get him.
The battle for the body had been won, but the war for the world was about to begin. On the last episode of Dragon Ball GT, the sinister robot baby moved from victim to victim as he continued his search for the Saiyans.
Your body sound good? I'd like to use it to defeat your father.
Hey, what's so funny? I must have missed something.
With Goten before him, Baby's first true battle with the Saiyan is at hand. Can Goten put up the kind of fight it will take to stop this evil entity from taking over his body as well? Find out right now on Dragon Ball GT.
Now that was embarrassing.
On the last Dragon Ball GT.
That's exactly what I'm looking for. The peak of your Saiyan power.
After pushing Goten to the peak of his power, Baby used the moment to infiltrate the Saiyan's body. Then Baby started attacking, using Goten's body like a puppet.
Now this is what I've come to expect of Saiyan power. This is the kind of ability and control I need.
Baby has torn through 2 Saiyans in one day. But in the far reaches of space, Goku, Trunks, and Pan are wrapping up their journey. However, Goku cannot shake his gut feeling.
So calm, Grandpa. Soon we'll be able to go home, save the Earth, and live out our lives as heroes.
It's not the Dragon Balls I'm worried about.
Last time on GT, Baby revealed himself to be one of the last remaining Tuffles, one of the first alien races to be destroyed by the Saiyans. After taking over the bodies of Gohan and Goten, Baby set his sights on Vegeta and defeated him with ease. After that, it was only a matter of time before the rest of planet Earth fell under Baby's control. With all 7 Dragon Balls recovered, Goku, Trunks, and Pan are headed back home to Earth. Little do they know that everything they hold dear is now infected by Baby. On the last episode of Dragon Ball GT, Goku, Pan, and Trunks made their return to Mother Earth.
Hi, you guys! We made it!
Disaster had been averted, and the Black Star Dragon Balls were left in the capable hands of Mr. Popo.
We'll see you soon!
Bye, Kiru! Come visit me sometime!
The weary travelers thought they'd be returning to the safety of their homes, but they were not prepared for what surprises were in store.
I recovered every Dragon Ball all
And the
by myself.
long-awaited family reunion descended into a bitter fight for survival.
You Saiyans, it's been a while.
Mother had turned against daughter, and sons against their father. Taking the 2 attackers as evil imposters, Goku made up his mind to destroy them.
Goku! Stop it!
Mr. Satan?
Goku! Baby is controlling Gohan and Goten! He got in their heads and jacked up their minds! The entire human race is under Baby's control!
How could I let this happen?
At last, Goku knew the whole truth. In his absence, Darkness had taken
No
over
way.
the Earth.
Not you, Vegeta!
With Baby in control of Vegeta and his own two sons, Goku now faces an enemy of unparalleled strength. But how can the loyal Saiyan attack his parasitic foe without destroying the bodies of the ones he loves? Previously on Dragon Ball GT, Goku battled Baby, who had taken over Vegeta's body. Even Goku's own sons were against him. They too were being controlled by the deranged parasite. But just as it looked like help had arrived, Goku found out that even Trunks was fully ensnared by Baby's web of control.
Trunks!
Come on, you've been friends forever.
Seeking to destroy Goku, Baby called forth all of the hatred that his people had for the Saiyans, who had destroyed their race long ago.
Let it go! Find a way to rebuild peacefully!
Oh no, you have a debt to pay. Revenge Death Ball!
Battered and unable to move, Goku could only watch as the dark energy descended upon him. Goku's fate unfolds right now on GT. Previously on GT, the Revenge Death Ball was closing in fast on Goku until the ever-watchful Kibito Kai snatched him out of harm's way. But after making the catch, the Great Kai fumbled the ball, and Goku was dropped into Super Roku space, a twisted dimension where to survive, one had to stake one's very life on a bizarre game of chance.
My powers don't work there. He's going to have to find a way out on his own somehow. Do you have any idea what the odds of him doing that are? This is the biggest bungle a Kai has made since...
Tell me how to get out of here right now!
There's only one way out of Sugoroku space, and that's to beat me. Come on, it'll be fun.
Meanwhile, the parasitic Tuffles were migrating to their new planet using a gigantic spaceship and the hijacked bodies of the Earthlings.
The Tuffles have conquered at last. We are whole again, and now we will spread until the whole universe is ours.
Oh, look, another 6. This is amazing.
Your life's bound to run out sometime, Seguro!
You've been burned. Lose a turn.
Has Goku staked his very life on a game that can't be won? Last time on Dragon Ball GT. While Goku continued his training with Old Kai, Pan, Mr. Satan, and Boo traveled to Planet Tuffle in the hopes of finding a way to defeat the almighty Baby.
We need a plan.
I've got you covered, Gramps. We're gonna flush him out.
I don't want her to join us. Kill her.
Dad, don't do it.
Daddy! You have to let me go!
I can't, Goku. You're not ready.
But she's my granddaughter!
Yes, I'm well aware of that, Goku. I'm sorry.
So what? We're supposed to just stand here and watch those beasts kill her?
But then, as Pan was facing certain doom, someone came out of nowhere and knocked Baby Gohan to the ground. Pan's savior turned out to be Goku's protege, Oob.
Your conflict is with me now.
With the situation looking as grim as ever, Oob appeared on the Tuffle planet to challenge Baby. But the training he put in for this moment proved to be inadequate against the villain's fury.
No, Oob!
Say goodnight.
But an unlikely ally would come to Oob's aid. Thinking quickly, Boo realized that he and Oob would be a more effective force against Baby as a single fighter.
That's right! Time now for Boo and Oob to become one!
Will this merging of abilities be what it takes to put an end to Baby's quest for Tuffle vengeance?
What happened? Thanks, Boo. I owe you. You saved my life back there. Now let's go see Baby.
Find out now on Dragon Ball GT. Last time on GT, Maju continued to give Baby a run for his money, while Goku's speedy training came to a rough conclusion.
Ancestor, his tail looks fully grown now.
It looks like we got here too late. Baby is already chewing him up.
With his tail at full length, Goku returned to the Tuffle planet as humanity's final hope for resurrection. But this new appendage proved to be nothing more than another weakness.
This is not what I had planned. How can he always be one step ahead of me, like he's reading my mind? I miss the Earth so much.
Has the powerful transformation promised by Old Kai finally started? Or has something much more devious begun to stir in the depths of Goku's body? Find out now on today's action-packed episode of Dragon Ball GT. Last time on Dragon Ball GT, the tide turned when Goku transformed into a giant ape, obtaining startling levels of power that surpassed anything ever achieved by Baby. However, Goku could not handle the enormous amount of power pulsating through his body, causing the violent animal instincts within to take over. Without distinguishing between friend and foe, Goku began trampling the Tuffle planet with all his might.
Grandpa, stop it! If you destroy the planet, you'll kill your family!
But just as Goku was about to make waste of everything before him, his blind rage came to a quick halt as he caught sight of the Earth.
You've got to stop
And seeing the falling tears of his granddaughter snapped Goku back into reality.
Do you remember?
With Goku finally back on track, he focused his new power at a much higher level, transforming himself into the ultimate stage of Saiyan existence. The strongest fighters the universe has ever produced continue their battle today on Dragon Ball GT. Last time on Dragon Ball GT, Goku completed his transformation into a Super Saiyan 4, and it seemed as if he could finally put an end to the reign of the Tuffles.
Baby, you can never defeat me. Listen, my powers have far surpassed yours, and you just can't handle it.
Look, baby!
Just when Goku was on the brink of victory, the Bloodswave amplifier focused on baby Vegeta, and almost instantly he was transformed into a rampaging gorilla, much like Goku was before. As the gorilla baby tramples his own planet with indiscriminate rage, Goku prepares to fight back with all he's got.
You're still not gonna get away with this!
Find out if it's enough right now on Dragon Ball GT. Last time on Dragon Ball GT.
Now, laugh at this!
Goku, using all the energy he could muster, unleashed an ultimate Kamehameha wave on Baby, his fiercest attack yet.
Your overconfidence will be your undoing.
Having withstood Goku's attack with ease, Baby armed himself with the Super Gallic Gun to wreak havoc on the now winded Saiyan.
Are you willing to sink that low, baby?
Super Gallic Gun!
Baby, you haven't seen the last of me!
Oh, that's going to leave a bruise.
He's lost all control. If he makes an attack like that again, the force of the Earth's explosion will send debris and shockwaves smashing into the Tuffle planet, destroying it too. But then, he'd kill himself.
With every passing minute, the fate of the Tuffle planet and all its Earthborn inhabitants grows more and more bleak, as it hangs in the balance of Baby's own sanity. Is this the final day of the human race, or will Goku be able to stop it? the last GT. Thanks to Bulma's scientific genius, the immobilized baby was rejuvenated when his body was bombarded with blood waves, the energy that transformed Saiyans into giant apes.
Okay, enough bluffing, Goku. I practically have no power left and my legs feel like they're made of jelly. If my body can't handle what I need to do, then I'll have to force him to make his own mistakes. That may be my only option at this point.
Completely incapacitated, Goku stands before a mountain of sheer muscle and power. With nothing protecting him from Baby except his wits, Goku's life could end at any second. But like a true hero, he stands tall, ready to confront his fate. On the last Dragon Ball GT, Super Saiyan 4 Goku found his energy completely used up. Powerless to defend himself, the mighty Saiyan lay helpless before the monstrous baby, who had used Vegeta's body to transform into a giant ape.
That's close enough, baby!
Freed from the evil Tuffle's control, Trunks appeared in the nick of time, but his best efforts were in vain.
We don't have much time! Come on!
Even though Kibito Kai had restored Gohan, Trunks, and Goten to health, Goku knew that they were no match for Baby.
Thanks, son.
Their only hope was a fully powered Super Saiyan 4. But transferring their energy to Goku would take time, something they did not have. But deep within Baby's body lies the answer to their problem.
What's happening to me?
Maju transformed from Tasty Treat to Gastrointestinal Nightmare, buying Goku the diversion he needed.
Goku, hurry! Stand firm, guys!
Let's do this. Dad, are you ready yet?
Almost there. Just a little more.
On the last episode of Dragon Ball GT, Vegeta's body was shrinking, so Baby decided to abandon ship. The parasite was making his escape and heading deep into space. But Goku had the evil Tuffle in his sights. Goku's beam found its mark, and the threat of Baby disappeared forever. Like from a giant fountain above, the sacred water flowed down on Earth and liberated its people from the foul hatchlings nesting in their bodies.
How did I get here?
Free at last, it seemed like the nightmare was over, but more danger lay just ahead.
What? But we brought the Black Star Balls back to Earth, Mr. Popo, remember?
What have I done?
Almost a year has passed since Baby used the Black Star Dragon Balls to wish for the new Tuffle planet. Now only 2 weeks remain until the Earth explodes.